this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, yeah, yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. You don't even know my pain. You can't even match my style. You don't even know this game. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah, 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 yeah. Been in this thing for a while. Been in this thing for a while. Yeah.
We were talking about support a few episodes ago.
Yeah.
Shouts out to Rich. He was
my guy.
Yeah, that's our guy right there, man. He's the honorary third member. Y'all ain't know.
Yeah, we might add him on here too. Make it a whole
We just building this thing, man. This thing is growing crazy. So you never know what the future of another week in the books looks like. But
thanks.
Not just support, but like this is dope to me. Black men that are listening, even if you're not black men in general, women, if you happen to just be checking it out too, it is fly. It's dope to like be into what somebody else is doing. Now, don't get me wrong. I'm not saying if it's not dope, then you don't have to be. But like when somebody's into something and taking the time to check out their stuff, and like you don't have to do it, and then when they're doing it, you're like cheering them on, like, yo, this is fire. I like seeing that. I don't think we get that enough.
Yeah, I agree. And I tell you, one of the biggest things that stands out to me, what I've noticed throughout my journey is with accessibility, sometimes you lose that, I don't want to call it fandom because that's the wrong word. But when people feel like they have access to you, they don't really engage with your talents as much.
Yeah.
I know Lou from here, man. I ain't got to listen to the podcast. I can call him. You know what I'm saying? Or, oh, man, that's my boy from way back in the day. He know I fuck with him. I don't really just listen to the.
Yes.
When you give
so
people,
true.
Yeah, because like we opened the circle up to Rich. We doing the Good Earners podcast with him, and he didn't bite his tongue to be like, nah, bro, I fuck with y'all. Like, when a nigga tell me like, oh man, you the favorite person I listen to on podcasts, it always blows my mind.
Me too.
Because I'm not unaccessible. I don't feel like I feel like I fuck with anybody that's engaged in this and willing to do it. I try to show love. But some people, as they growing and as their profile expands, they try to disengage from people because they makes it feel like, oh, they more mysterious, or people may fuck with them more on when they post on social media. Like, I don't give a fuck about that, man. If everybody that listen to this show could have my number and text me, if that was possible, I'd slickly engage in that. Not all the time. Niggas do get on my nerves sometimes. I can't lie.
Yeah.
But you know what I mean? Like, I want to be that type of accessible person. That's the type of accessible platform that I hope that we're building here. So what Rich made me think of that having him on last week and him not being too proud to show his flower, to share flowers and be like, nah, y'all brothers rock. I try to do that as much as I can, and I appreciate when people do it for me, man. So shout out to Rich.
Absolutely, yeah. He always gonna get big love over here from us black men.
Thanks, man. I hope y'all enjoyed him last week on the show.
Yeah, that was. Yeah. Before you just bring us in, just a little more on that. You're absolutely right on that. Like, because I know you, I don't have to stop and do that. I tell you, my family, my intermediate family, like my mom or my dad or my sister, they're actually pretty good about that. And we've done music together as a collective. I've done music on a solo. Even there's still some stuff my dad, when I went in town in Indiana, he was like, what is this? I didn't get to play it all because we was having conversation, but he heard like a few bars and he was just like, I never heard this. So it's still that new, this is old music, but he's still impressed.
He's still fucking with it.
Yeah. So it's just like, it's just a dope thing that, like, you know, I can, and this is an episode we're going to have. I promise you, like, there's an episode I've been wanting to do. We almost did it with Rich. The episode is like separating the artist from the individual. Like, this is, and I think it's a twofold thing, as far as sometimes you need to, because of the kind of their moral compass and where they stand on, where you kind of need to, like, can't, put it together. Then sometimes, like what we're talking about, yeah, Spike Lee, my homie. Yeah, he my bro. I grew up with. I've been knowing him since elementary and all that. But can you separate and say, nah, set aside that Spike Lee on the mic though?
Yeah,
like
and
you know
really
what I mean?
Give people they flowers. Yeah, 100%.
Yeah,
and
that's
really be
huge.
like, nah, bro, outside, I fuck with you. You're talented at this.
Yeah.
Like, you're good at this. You can do this. I know for me, it probably why it means so much. I didn't, as an only child, mom worked as much as she did coming up. I didn't have a lot of support for the shit that I did. Like you playing football, nigga, the after school, nigga, the little school plays and shit that you do. Like, nigga, when nobody had time to show up to that. And I don't blame my mom for it at all. But I would be lying if you said you didn't feel something when everybody else look out there and they people out there, and you got to ride home with your homeboy because your mom at work,
bro.
like that affects you.
Oh,
but what I will say, everything that I've did, like now my mom got time, so everything that I've did, even with podcasts, like my first live show was at a club, nigga. It was a tribute to. We hosted a tribute to to Pimp C. Shout out my guy Steve, and he's been on the podcast. He was a promoter. It was in a club, and we interviewed DJ C Wiz. This is when we first got. It was our first live show. My mom came to that, nigga, out in the crowd. Wow. And I know when we did our 10-year anniversary down here, small venue, didn't expect like really a lot of people to show up. My guy Ken from Dead End showed up. And that was someone that I had never met, just had watched online. And, he came through someone else. But my mom came to that too. And just for her to be sitting there and listening to it, and the people that do fuck with it, like regardless of what you got going on, like, I don't know, I'm gonna stop doing it, at least show love. That mean a lot, man. Because a lot of people just don't got it in them to do that. They'll tell you, oh, I fuck with you, but actually seeing them now, them complimenting your work, that go a long fucking way, man, as far as keeping creatives going. Because you never know what they fighting with internally. Like, am I good enough to do this? I ain't get the numbers that I wanted. I ain't making the money that I want. Bro. Sometimes niggas just love from people that you highly respect can replace those things and keep you motivated to push towards those things.
You absolutely people don't know, and we'll get into it a little later in the episode, but people don't know how close to the eggs you can get in certain spaces and creating and doing things. Though acknowledgement is very important, and it's not to give us the big head or to make us feel, so dope about ourselves at every moment. Because those that are doing it, they need to be complimented too. Somebody if it ain't us, it's somebody else that needs to do the same for them. This needs to be a regurgitating thing that's constantly happening when we talk about uplifting. But you sparked something for me. When you said like doing them plays and stuff, and when your parent wasn't there, bro.
Yeah.
Bro, like I literally went back and I remember that feeling. Like I went to my daughter's, it was their end of the year concert, and so she's walking out and I'm looking, I don't see her yet, but now her school is predominantly white. We're probably talking 80%. So Jesus. It's a lot of white parents, you know what I'm saying? So I'm watching her walk out her class, mostly white, little white kids. Nothing wrong with that. Not a problem. She's walking and she's looking around, and I know that feeling. And my wife was like, don't forget her play. Don't forget her play. Make sure you tell your job and stuff. And like, there was a part of me that still was like, because I missed the other one. And she was talking about like, Dad, I want y'all to be there. But I kind of, downplayed it.
Doing the grown-up thing. I'm busy. I got to do this.
Yeah, I got to work.
Grown-up thing.
Yeah, doing the grown-up thing. So I was like, okay, I ain't going to miss this time. And so she kept reminding me, I said, okay, I got to make sure. So I get there and I see her kind of looking around. And ironically enough, I'm in the aisle pointed right next to her and where her class was. So she seen me and I seen her perk up, and I knew how much that meant to be there, especially when it's not a lot of people that look like her in the school. And so, bro, when you talk about that, bro, that hit a spot for me. I remember being in choir in school and like moments when my mom couldn't be there. Like, bro.
Nigga. We remember that support, that shit lasts forever, nigga. How it feels, like you said. I remember that perk up feeling you see, because it's very rare that your people in the audience, the very few times that they was there, though, I remember that shit.
Oh yeah,
I remember it meant something.
Man, that's crazy. That is it's you're absolutely right, bro. I totally agree. I think about the scene from, and you can bring us in, but I think about the scene from Jingle All the Way, my favorite Christmas movie. When we do our Christmas
Jingle
episode.
All the Way, what's that?
That's the one with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he's trying to get the Turbo Man doll for his son. And
Sinbad was in there.
Yeah, that's my favorite.
Sinbad was in there.
Yeah, I do remember that. And so, how much his son didn't feel the support versus the neighbor's son. and he had that dad that was like the dad in the neighborhood, you know. So
that nigga.
Yeah, so yeah, so it makes me think about that and the whole skit of his son drinking and you know that whole thing. But like, yeah, there's that's definitely, man.
You fuck
Be
with
there for your
Christmas
people.
movies like that?
I do, man. I
like
told you I'm
Christmas
trying to get in
movies.
that cheesy bag this year, man.
The whole pajamas and
The
all
whole
of that shit.
thing, yeah.
There's nothing wrong with that, man.
That's cool stuff right there, man.
Yeah, I don't know what my favorite Christmas movie. I think
You said it was that, yeah, the Wonderful.
It's easy, yeah. You said you had never seen that, right?
Yeah, I meant to get around to it. I think it might have popped up, but
I can't wait till you watch it.
Yeah, this year it's
like,
on my
just
list.
take it for what it is, though. Like I really think that'll be a movie that you add me just gauging your personality. It'll be something that you fuck with, like traditionally. Like you'll watch it every year once you watch it the first time.
It's one of those and all of those.
It's one of those. Facts, 100%.
I'm throwing it in there, bro.
I sit down and watch it every year. Try to. It registers with me every time too. It's truly a classic movie. But we ain't in the Christmas in July yet, man. If you're tuning in, we are here, hot summer, middle of it. This is another week in the books. This is chapter 53. It's not all good. That's what we started with, man. We're going to get deeper into that as we talk and hash through being black men in this world, man. Appreciate all the love. Shout out to Rich on the last episode and everybody that listens. AWITB2022 at Gmail, man. Send us some information. What you going through. We can add you to the show, read some stuff, get some advice from me and Mo. Shoot that text over. You know, send a voice note over. We can add that to the show as well, man. We are accessible. We want to continue to grow this thing. So we want you guys to reach out and become a part of the community and be on the lookout for everything that we're doing. If you're new here, not true here, what we do, man, is elevate the conversation for black men. We're trying to take it to places that we wish everyone else would take it to, or have the respect for black men having conversations that we wish everyone else would have. That's what we do here. That's what we're all about. That's what the brand is for another week in the books. So strap yourself in, man. We got a good one this week. But before we get there, Mo, I couldn't wait to talk to you about this because I kind of knew and kind of know what you were going to say, but we're going to try it anyway. Just this week, man, in Congress, nigga that worked for the government was asked the question. They asked him under oath, meaning you can't lie. If you lie, you go to jail. They asked him, they said, man, have in these unidentified flying objects that have been found on Earth, have you ever found non-human remains in these spacecrafts, and are they being stored here in America? And the guy says, yes. So in layman's terms, he confirms that this is secondhand information. I've read and learned more about it later. So he has been told about this. He didn't see it firsthand, but he has been told and relayed that information under oath that there are aliens. There are aliens here. We got them under wrap storage. We did reverse engineering on their spacecrafts and pretty much confirming what some people already knew, some people didn't believe. Mo, does this matter to you at all? The laugh tells me everything I need. A little chuckle in the beginning. I already know where you go with it.
Oh man, this was brought up at my job. My boss actually.
Oh yeah, white people talking about this.
Oh yeah, so it was kind of like I got my one headphone in, kind of minding my business, and they're kind of having a conversation about this stuff, and it's compelling information. I'm like not really tapped in for real, but and then he says my name. He's like, "Well, what do you think about it? Do you believe this or not?" I mean, I was like, you know,
think about what? What do you think about what?
You know what I mean? It's kind of like I was just like more so like, I mean, it's interesting. It's very interesting. You know what I mean? I think that's a very interesting story. And he was like, it'd be confirmed and this and that. They're going to be going through this. So, you know, I just was like, it's interesting. Now that we're here on AWITB, to me, bro, I don't believe you. You need more people.
Wait, you don't believe it?
No.
You don't believe it? Why would he get up there and lie in front of the people and risk going to jail?
Why would that black woman get up there and lie?
What black woman?
The one that we just reviewed. We just found out it was a hoax that Rich already kind of laid out there, but now we got confirmation. Because people want attention. I'm not saying that's his purpose, but here's why it's so challenging for me to believe this. It's so challenging because the advancement of tech that we have. We've seen robots have facial expressions.
Mm-hmm.
We've seen robots carry guns.
Yeah.
We've seen cars drive themselves. We got so much advanced tech right now and stuff that they ain't brought to the masses. We got AI that answers any and everything and does any and everything through a press of a button or whatever. I ain't familiar with it, but y'all telling me that there's aliens and all of this now. No, what it sounds like to me is what y'all have always put in film and the concept of it. You guys are now able to get it off based on the advancement. So for me, no, I don't believe.
Oh, so you think it's fake? And they're gonna be able to create them with AI and all of this shit.
Absolutely, you getting it off, and it's gonna be believable if you keep the right mystique. Period. Like I just, so that's that part.
Interesting.
What and then I'll tell you if I think it matters or not. But what do you think just off of that?
I believe it. I don't think that just based off shit that I listen to and what I'm into as far as like some Joe Rogan shit that I heard or some random ass podcast. I believe that there's life that exists outside of our universe. I'm not sure the specifics of it or how they got here or get here or why they don't come here. They're theories that I've heard that I believe. But when they tell me this, I'm like, yeah, it ain't like I believe it. All of that shit, that scuttlebutt that's out there about it ain't just out there for no reason. Somebody's seen something. But I'm more focused on the part that you said we'll hold off and we'll get into now. People don't give a fuck, man. Like this shit don't, like, bro, maybe pre-COVID, they could have got this off and it would have been the lead on all news stations. But man, listen, man, the economy is going to shit as far as just sky high pricing. Food is higher than damn near it's been in my in my life. Food is so fucking high right now. People battling with mortgage and rent, things like that, like the everyday realistic version of what's going on in the world that people can actually see and touch. They're thinking like, man, how in the fuck does this affect me? Like, are they coming with alien money that's going to help us pay bills? Is it alien housing out there that's going to help people get houses and shit?
Straight
because
up.
if it is, and y'all telling me this, then it's cool. But other than that, I think people are like on edge and to the breaking point of, man, like, I'm trying to figure it out, bro. I don't give a fuck what y'all got going on as far as no aliens. People look at it. This is like, it ain't my problem. Let's stay at the front door. And the only thing that's going to cause a real stir or a hamper is like you actually seeing it, them pulling up and being like, all right, here go our demands. Then people going to be like, oh, shit. Other than that, man, like, this shit going to go and come with the wind, bro.
Yeah, it's just that weird thing, you know. It's like people want you to care. It's like the whole searching for Titanic thing. And then we're at this thing. It's like, bro, why are we looking outside of what our real issues are? You guys are still worried about
bullshit when it's real problem,
bro. Y'all are worried about UFOs and black people are still dealing with what we dealing with in this country. It's more newsworthy, man. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? Like, bro, we talking about aliens, bro. I'm gonna have to go AI on y'all. No, double entendre. We talking about aliens. No, we ain't talking about black people and reparations. We ain't talking about police officers that shouldn't be in position to be able to run certain streets because of their racist background. We talking about aliens. We not talking about, man, come on, bro. Like, what are we talking about?
That's how people looking at it. Like, well, how does this affect me? Like, I don't give a fuck that he's seen an alien. That's what people are saying. Like, I do not care, bro, if he's seen an alien. Like, well, how does this affect me? And I think that's what people are at with it, but I did think it would be interesting to know what you thought about it.
It is not. Yeah, it's just not important to me. It's just not important. That's the other part of the question, but it's just not important to me. I'm not saying that danger or anything can't happen. I mean, who knows? I mean, like I said, I believe in my God, so that's what I go on. So, you know, everybody can go wherever they want to go with it. Y'all know where I'm going with it. So, you know, at the end of the day, it's cool. That's interesting. ET phone home and all that. But I'm staying where I'm staying, bro.
Phone home, crazy.
For real though. You know.
Yeah, I don't think it hit like they wanted it to hit. I think that they gonna have to go back to the bag and find another Titanic or some shit like that.
Definitely. It's a big distraction too.
People. Yeah, it definitely didn't hit like we wanted to hit. Yeah, I agree with that.
This should have been on
Also, man,
conspiracy theory.
yeah, we'll talk about that. We're gonna get into our conspiracy theories, man.
Yeah.
Also, too, before we get into the topic of the week, we had a clip that went viral as well. There was a young man had to strap out, pulling doors, trying to break in someone's home, and he was met by a black man, a homeowner, who came out with his strap as well. And before they had to exchange gunfire or anything of that nature, the black man, the homeowner, told the kid, "Let me talk to you." Like, we got the clip. We play the clip.
What's up, bro? Oh. Chill, man. You alright? Alright. It ain't gotta be like this, man. It don't gotta be like this. We can talk. I just wanna go on by my way. Hey, just chill for a minute. Just let me talk to you, alright? I'm gonna put mine down, you put yours down. Let's talk. I just wanna go on by my way, though. Hey, everything gonna be alright, bro. All we gotta do is talk, alright? Hey, I done been there, dog. I done been on that side. All you gotta do is talk to me, dog. What's wrong, man? What's wrong? A lot of things going on. All right, you gotta put that down, though, so we can talk. And let's talk about what you got going on. I promise you. Bro, I ain't gonna call the police or nothing. But you gotta talk to me, all right? Can't do it like this. Let's just talk, bro. You wanna make some money? Let's talk about making some money. All right? All right? This ain't the life you wanna live, bro. Come talk to me. Put your mind down now. Come on in. Come talk to me, man. This is my brother, man. All right, my little brother. Let's talk about your little brother in the house, dog. Let's get him out here. All right?
So for those people listening via audio, which everybody is, again, I decided to explain to coming in, man. He was able to talk to the young man. They went inside and talked. I hope we can get an update from this somewhere via social media as to, how he played continuously will play a role in that kid's life. But Mo, you sent the response back when I sent this in text, said it was powerful, said it moved you.
Yeah.
Tell me a little bit about what it triggered off for you.
Bro, man, look, I've been in the hood. We both been in the hood. I've been around some thug dudes, some hood dudes. I've been around dudes going through it. You know what I'm saying? And I've always, I can't tell you, like, as a young boy, not being able to articulate like I can today, I can't tell you how many times I've always thought, bro, a conversation, if they would just be willing to have a conversation, then maybe they'll feel they got another option. A lot of times us black men that are in that, like he was talking about my little brother, man, like we don't even know the story about his little brother. Obviously there's some struggling, there's some financial issues, some food issues, living arrangement. It's something going on where this young boy had to take control by bringing a firearm. So there's no man in the house, obviously. And if he is around, then he ain't doing his job. But like this grown black man stepping up and saying, hey, bro, this is not the life you want to live. I'm trying to save your life. Now, don't get me wrong. This is not how it always goes. That black man could have put that shotgun down and still got shot. So this is not how it always goes, but it is a breath of fresh air to see that an OG can get through to a young boy in this generation, bro. Like it gave me hope. It empowered me to not have the mindset that some of us older cats think like, you know what, they ain't gonna listen anyway. You know what, man, forget it. They in their own world, man. You know what, forget it. These young boys, you know what, forget it. These kids these days, it took me out of that for a moment. It's like, you know what, it's still worth a try. Man, that was so powerful to me, bro.
And even being confidence goes a long way, man. Like, I feel like a lot of black men like struggle with confidence.
Yes.
So we try to be a little bit more macho or have a little bit more bravado or think or try to portray or project a false confidence, which leads us into trouble, confrontational situations, things like that. Mm-hmm. One of the things that stuck out for me in that was the confidence that man showed in his ability to be able to talk to that kid. Mm-hmm. A lot of guys like you said, older men trying to talk to younger kids. They don't have enough confidence to relay the message that they're trying to get across. But he came out there, he wasn't yelling, he wasn't on no like macho shit. It was just, I'm an OG, my nigga. I got something that I can tell you that will help you confidently. He said that. Not being intimidating, not being demeaning, not any of those things, but just coming from a place of, look, bro, you ought to be able to understand me if you just let me talk to you. The confidence that it takes for a nigga to be able to say that, the confidence in what you're about to say or what you can provide for this young man in his life, that's what I was impressed the most by. Also impressed by the young man at least giving him a chance, not just shooting, not just being scared as fuck and whatever, running away. He gave the man a chance because the man approached him with that confidence. He approached him with that confidence of like, man, I have something to say that you're gonna need. A lot of people my age, the niggas that call themselves OGs, older people, they don't portray the confidence needed to talk to young niggas. Like niggas can smell that shit on you, bro.
Yeah.
You just trying to poke your chest out, or you just trying to be impressive just to be impressive. And that shit is hollow. When it got a backing behind it, and when you got something truly that you can say to niggas, man, the confidence that's coming out of your voice, your words, your posture. Like, even if he had approached that nigga wrong, he could have got killed.
Yeah.
But having enough confidence to walk up on him like, look, bro, I ain't finna cause you no harm unless you're trying to cause me harm. A lot of us don't get to that place in life, man.
Yeah.
And that was just great to see. I'm glad it went viral. I hope that we get an update on it. It was very impressive for me. Confidence is something that we need to stand on as Black men and have it, but understanding what it is and not fake confidence, fake moxie, fake bravado. Like we get a lot of that in our culture.
Yeah.
And if we could tone that shit down a little bit and have some true confidence and being knowledgeable in what we're talking about and what we're doing, what we're saying, having true depth because we know what the fuck we're doing and knowing what I'm telling you is going to help you, my nigga.
Yeah.
If we can have more of that, then we'll see a lot more of that.
You're right. And I think if we, all of that confidence, and this is a man that embraced where he's at. You know, we see a lot of older men. You're not one of them, but I know you've been amongst a crowd of people and you might have been around some men where you're like, you still kind of not embracing where you at as far as your age, you know what I mean? Your class for real. Like you ain't really.
No, I'm definitely not one of them.
Yeah, I know. That's what I said. But you know, you probably
boy,
seen dudes. It's like, okay, you still trying to. It's like, bro,
still
embrace
like they 20 years old.
Yeah, you still talking to like certain age,
doing the wild shit.
Yeah,
like,
you
I
still kind of
some chicks. Yeah, nigga, I got the hoes. Like, bro,
your whole conversation is the same as look at this chick. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, but this man was a man that like seemed like he embraces where he's at. I know I'm an elder statesman. I know I'm an OG. I know where I'm at with it. And I think he could read the young man. Like, you look at his demeanor, like he don't look like he really want to shoot nobody. He wasn't like shaking.
Looking for some money, really.
Yeah, he's looking for some money. He really want to do it. He just hoping I could scare whoever this is just by having the gun out. He wasn't like in no real two-handed, I'm holding the strap up and I will blow your head off. You know, so I not only confidence, man, but we as men, we have to understand that these young boys need us, man. I don't know when we'll all have an opportunity to speak to one of them, but we gotta embrace that. We talked about it quite a few episodes ago about this dude I was talking about where he was just going off in the Burlingtons, and I wish I would have said something. Now maybe that's not as big as a person having a strap and changing their life, but still, it's like, I gotta get to that place of understanding there's value in what you're saying. They may take it, they may not, but it's worth giving them an opportunity to hear you, not for your own benefit, but for them. You know?
When you say get to that place, what do you think your biggest hurdle is from preventing you from being at that place now? Like, and why do you think you there yet?
I still struggle with rejection. I'm a lot better. I'm not all the way chip on my shoulder like I used to be. But I still struggle with a little bit of rejection. You know, it's to do everything you do and to pretty much have what is the Junior Soprano line? I put my hand out and you slap it away. Like
slap it away.
You know, so that's been a story of my life of, doing the work and stuff like that. But I'm getting better. And so I know it's perspective. And if I can get a hold on the perspective immediately before my mind goes there, I won't be able to talk myself out of doing it. And that's mostly what happens. My perspective will go to, you go there, they're gonna be looking like, nigga, who is you? Like, you know, and then I'm going now playing the whole thing out, and I'm like, now look how stupid I look. And I'm better than this, you know, versus get ahead of that thought and say, hey, no. Don't worry about what the outcome is. Don't worry about if they take it or leave it. Just do it. That if I can get to that place, I know I can really make an impact.
You got to have some appreciation for doing the right thing. Yeah. And sometimes that don't always mean you're going to get the result that you want, right?
Right.
Like for you, just if I could give you a word of advice on what I just heard, it ain't necessarily that you have the confidence. I do this with you, been doing this with you for 53 episodes. You do another podcast together. You're a confident guy. You still, though, worry sometimes about other people too much. And it really ain't got a lot to do with them as much as it do with you. That I do what I wanted to do, or what the standards that I hold myself to, am I holding up to them? If people were receptive of it, that's awesome. I'm going to feel great about that. If people weren't receptive of it, then damn, you know, I don't feel as great about that. But I do know, and what I always can feel good about is that I put my best foot forward in what I'm trying to accomplish in my life. I did that. And I ain't saying that from a place of that I've made it to 100% there either, because I know totally what you're talking about. I'm one of those overthinkers. I get to that too. Okay, like, well, what if it's happened? You know, okay, shit, well, never mind. Fuck it, I ain't gonna do it. Nope, I ain't even put myself in that position. But it ain't. That's a selfish thing. That's on us more so than it is people that the responses that we're gauging. It ain't necessarily on them to react how we want them to react, as long as we did what we said we were going to do, or doing the things that we say we're going to do. As you start doing that more, the better you get at it, and the more you're able to get the reactions that you were hoping for. But sometimes you're going to fall flat on your face. And I'm still scared of that. Sometimes it sounds like you're scared of that. Like, it being completely transparent, like that's probably, like you said, one of the biggest things to me. Like, scared you're gonna fall in your face, a motherfucker laugh at what you say or something of that nature. Even though we talk as much as we do on these platforms and these formats, it's still a fear for someone like us. So for people listening, thinking, damn, I know what they mean. Think about us saying that. Like, niggas that talk, I talk 20 hours, 30, 40 hours a week straight. Not straight, but it seemed like straight sometimes. But like even people who do this, it's still right there. So what I would say to everybody listening and the people who take something from this show, like, just do it. It don't necessarily always matter what the outcome. What matters is, nigga, did I do what I said I was going to do? Am I being that man that when I woke up and I looked in the mirror this morning, I was like, okay, this the nigga that I want to be. This the person that I'm striving to be. These are the things that align for me to be that nigga.
Yeah, you're right. You're right, bro. I'm really trying to grow in that. I've grown so much. I just really duck it. You know what I mean? But like you said, I'm still on that journey, but I have at least embraced awkwardness, embrace discomfort, embrace unfamiliarity. These are hard things to embrace as a grown man, period. As a person, as a human being, it's very hard to embrace. Like it's embracing impact. It's very hard when you go into a place where you know discomfort is coming. When you go to a place where you know unfamiliarity is there. You go to a place where awkwardness is there. It's all of those things are weird to us. It's against our being, you know what I mean? So, but understanding that's part for the course, it's just a challenge, you know. Tying it back to my father-in-law situation, I know Rich kind of left something there. When we had that meeting, it didn't go well. I think I spoke about it already. I'm not going to go all the way into it, but the fact that we set up a meeting and knowing it was going to be high stakes, high tension, uncomfortable, much rather do this over a phone call, but going, and not in our territory, but in their territory, and things didn't work out. And actually went worse than what I was embraced and prepared for. But
do you blame me for that since I told you?
No, this was before we we start. This was before. Yeah, this was before we podcasted, I think.
That's funny.
But but going into that and it happening and it being even worse, but still we had to put myself in position, all of us, to work things out for the greater good, to be a real adult, to be a real man. Even in those moments, it's easy to be a man when it's time to provide. It's easy to be a man when it's time to protect. But how easy is it to be a man when you're on the outskirts of problem solving? It's not your bag. This is not your comfort. When you got to be a part of solving the problem. When it's not your comfort, how well are you doing in that area? Crazy.
How much are you willing to fail?
Yeah.
Yeah, like how much are you willing to be like, damn, I got that wrong, and bounce back and do that shit again?
That's now I'm trying to.
Yeah, that's the thing. Well, a lot that we struggle with. Niggas don't want to get shit wrong,
man.
And even beyond, we talk about it a lot in business. You got to fail to succeed. You got to do these things, but just in personal relationships, sometimes you have to get it wrong. But you got to. The only way that you'll know that you're getting it wrong is if you try.
Yeah.
A lot of our problems are we too reserved and hold back to try because we don't want to get it wrong.
Mm-hmm.
So versus a motherfucker being mad at something I said or taking it the wrong way or me having to explain it more, most of us will take the easy way out and be like, you know what, fuck it, I ain't gonna say nothing.
Why is that?
Just take it to the grave with me. Because of what you said, like, we don't want to fail. You don't want to relive them conversations in your head over and over, especially if you like somebody, if it turns out to someone making fun of you or you get the result that you don't want to get, then you're like, damn, I could have did this that way. I could have did this that way. But the only way that you get past that is if you continuously do it. Like failure ain't going to never feel good to you, but you will understand how to process it if you try more stuff, because you ain't going to fail at everything.
That's true.
I promise you that. I promise you that. Yeah. Every time you try it, you ain't gonna fail. So I think a lot of us get stuck on the I ain't even gonna try because I don't want to fail. I'm comfortable with not even saying anything. That's more comfortable to me than it is saying something and it be taken the wrong way. But you don't get a lot of progress in that as a man.
Yeah.
The progress comes from, damn, that didn't go how I expected to go. Now, what's my next move? What's my pivot? How do I make up for that? Or how do I capitalize off that? A lot of us don't push to that. It's more so I'll fuck it, man. Like, I let that nigga figure it out in his own. I let it play out how it's gonna play out. My input doesn't matter that much, but nigga, it does.
Yeah.
Your input does matter that much. Try it.
It does matter that much.
It does matter that much, nigga.
It's the fear. It's the fear of the unknown, bro. It's the classic case. That's why niggas lie.
Yeah.
This is why we lie, because we have no idea.
Great point, because you don't got no idea how motherfucker gonna take the truth. Bro. So you try to curtail that, and I'm gonna tell motherfucker what they want to hear.
Yeah,
because I'm pretty sure how this is gonna go over.
That's facts.
That's the only really good point,
bro.
That is the reason why niggas lie,
bro. That's what I told my wife, bro. When we were boyfriend girlfriend, like she called me liar and everything. You always lying, but I knew why I was lying. I knew I wasn't no liar because my mama used to get on my top about telling stuff all the time because I would be so honest. Like my brother and sister them be like, bro, you supposed to lie. I would tell the truth
right?
Because I'm not a liar. But the only reason I was doing that when I was with her because I was trying to control the reaction.
Impress her, control what she's gonna say.
Yes, manipulative instead of bracing.
This is what it is,
bro.
I'm man enough to deal with telling you the truth and dealing with the results.
And I did get to that point.
That's a big step to take. That's a big step to take.
It is.
Being like, you know what? I'm gonna be truthful as hell, and I'll deal with how you react to it later. I don't really give a fuck about that, but I want you to know the truth.
Yeah, it's a lot there, bro. Like this, I've learned that now. I don't trip about it now. I just do it, and I'm just like, look, it's okay. Because
you're maturing. Like you're maturing. Like we seen in that video. You're maturing in yourself as a man to be like, you know what, man, I ain't got to lie about this shit. What I gotta lie for? Right. I'm gonna stand on what I believe in. You ain't gotta agree with it, and we ain't gotta beef about it. We can have a conversation, we can come to a resolution, we can agree to disagree, whatever it may be, but I ain't gotta lie about it, and I ain't gotta feel uncomfortable about what I say about it because it's gonna hurt your feelings. I'm gonna tell you how I feel.
Mm-hmm. And it's
within reason.
And it's like when you take your life experiences and keep that in your memory, in your stock, it gives you the concept that, you know what, I'm going to be okay. See, before we was at that point, we don't think we're going to be okay. So that, again, it goes back to the manipulative, the controlling the narrative, all of these things so I can be okay with what it's going to be based on how I want it to be. But
This is
going
what I
into
want the outcome to be.
I want that. But now it's like, I'm a man. I'm assured I'm going to be okay. That man pulled out that shotgun. It could have been any kind of way, but he came in like, I'm hoping it's going to be this way. But at the end of the day, I'm going to be okay. When we dealing with controversy, you got to walk away saying, I don't care what it's going to be. I'm going to be okay. Like, if we get that mentality as men, with brothers, with women, with relationships, with our parents, like, you walk away, say, look, I'm gonna have this conversation, but I'm going to be okay. Brothers, we not gonna die after this. Like, that's we got to get that, man. We're not gonna die after this. You know what I'm saying? Like, somebody listening, they know what I'm talking about. Like, this is not the end of your world once you embrace how bad this seems or what it's gonna be when you finally engage it. You're not gonna die after this. You'll live and you'll keep pushing, bro. Straight up.
Yeah, facts. That was good, man.
Yeah, man.
So that leads us into what we're talking about for this episode.
Yes, sir.
Growth and everything of that nature. I'm going to let you lead us and guide the ship this week, Mo, since this is more on you than just me being the host or co-host of this. So take it away, brother.
All right. So, backstory. Text Spike Lou. Our other podcast, Good Earners Reviewing the Sopranos, that comes out every Monday. Shameless plug. We are on the finale of that episode, but we will be taking 3 weeks off. This is how we do in between seasons, because we just want to give it the same feel that the show had at the time of its airing date, which is perfectly fine. As of recent, I found myself really being overwhelmed a lot. Y'all know me. For those that have been listening, I try to make myself as transparent as I can be on this show. And the reason I do that is because I want you guys to feel like Spike was talking earlier, that I can be reached. I want y'all to listen to us and be like, I remember when he spoke about them having being pregnant. I remember he spoke about the father-in-law situation. I remember when he spoke about losing his job. I want those references so that when this thing grows, I grow, Spike grows, y'all grow. Text Spike Lou just told him, like, hey, look, you know, bro, I need this time off. And I need it because I'm doing a lot of things. I've spoke about it before, but just in case somebody's new and they're not that familiar on how the things work here. Me and Spike are busy, but we're busy in different areas. Spike Lou, when we get to the end of the show, he runs down all of the shows that he's involved in. So that's a part of his busy, but he has other busy off air that's not podcast related, as well as I. But when it comes to the podcast space, my challenge is having to like mix it, master, you know, come up with themes each week. But you know what the hardest part of it is, to be honest, and we'll roll into it. The hardest part has been the emotional release, because you would think, and we'll get into it, Spike, and you can just chime in when you feel. You would think by having these episodes and releasing, kind of almost in a way, and maybe you can relate to this because you're in therapy. Do you ever feel like when you've released and you've come on a breakthrough in regards to just revealing information to your therapist, talking through something, and you feel the like weight off of it, like, man, that was a lot. But then there's that other feeling where it's like, man, that was a lot. And you're kind of still carrying this thing a few days, and it's like, man, I am trying to really process. This is a lot. Have you ever felt that feeling?
Yes. Sometimes talking through stuff helps you think about, well, it makes you think about stuff that you hadn't really considered. That's one of the best parts of therapy. And it spills over into this show. Like, you and I have these conversations, and sometimes it is like therapy. I know I've come to some realizations on this show that if I had not been speaking aloud and talking to you and you asking me questions about them, then I maybe wouldn't have gotten there. That's the beautiful thing about this show. Mm-hmm. So with that relief, like you said, when you do get to those points where you're like, damn, I never knew that about myself.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's no lights on, there's no microphone in front of my face, there's no therapist in front of me. How do I deal with the person in the mirror now that I know that this is what was causing that?
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that's a burden in the sense of you're thinking, we think as men, because this is our nature, I don't like that. I don't like how it came out. I don't like how I sounded. I don't like how I think about that. How do I fix it?
Mm-hmm.
That's, I think, one of the things that you're talking about when you're like, I ain't trying to come in here every week, figure this shit out about myself and be like, well, damn, I thought I was winning when I'm still battling these demons that I'm saying shit that I thought that I put behind me, or shit I thought that I had overcome, or that I was a bigger person than now. But you say some stuff, some conversations go a certain way, and you're like, well, shit, I didn't know that about myself. Now, on top of, like we talked about with the aliens, on top of fucking mortgage and kids and all of this bullshit, there's this new thing in my head where I'm like, well, damn, man, I don't want to be that dude. I don't want to look at stuff this way or be pessimistic or not have these type of things in my arsenal to be a better man. And I know that I'm lacking it because of the conversation that I'm just having. But how do I fix it? What do I do to improve it? And those answers, I mean, the answers to those things come with more research.
Yeah.
Now, on top of everything that I do, on top of being busy, on top of feeling overwhelmed, I've now dealt with this hand of, okay, now what about the embetterment part of it? Because if I reach these goals and these things that I'm trying to attain in my life, if I'm truly trying to get there, there's a man that I want to be when I make it to that place. So not only can I do the things in podcasting or financially that make me the patient person that I want to be, I also, if I'm being true to my word, true to the people that fuck with me, that I talk to, that listen to me, that take any interest in what I say, I have to continuously grow and make those things that I feel like are wrong or incomplete or have gone wrong in me. I have to make those things better. And like you said, that shit sometimes can be like, God damn, something else. That can feel like pressure within itself. So I totally get what you're saying. Yeah. Is that what you meant? Let me make sure.
No, you hit it right on the nose. Okay. And to just to put a little asterisk on the end of it. And then you got to come up with another theme and do this again next week.
Yeah, and then we're doing it again next week.
It's that J.
What
Cole,
else is there? Let's keep digging,
bro. That's
keep
what I'm
digging.
So it's all of these open holes of emptiness that you're trying to work through. And I'm a person like I take things serious. And I don't mean like overly serious, like crazy, but I take it serious enough where it's like, bro, that's not play about certain things. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like I wish we lived in a world full of positivity. Like, I'm not pessimistic by choice or trying to be pessimistic. I don't even think I'm pessimistic. I think I'm somewhere in the middle, but I'm not trying to be pessimistic. But every time I try to be positive, things keep occurring that push.
It make you not positive.
Look at this, bro. I'm gonna share this. It's a sidebar. Here's what I realized. I'm trying to do this real quick because I want to stay on where we at. When society in this country, when positivity and good stopped being profitable and evil and negativity started to be profitable, everything got on that agenda. And that's where we at.
Agenda.
Well, yeah, like as far as, because from a capitalistic standpoint, negativity is selling more than positivity. So now everything's on that wavelength. Oh, if you watch this show, you'll like this show. Now everything got that dark turn on it. Music got a darker turn on it. You know, everything. You can watch a child show and it might have a child movie, and it might have a little bit of a darker turn because now it's profitable more than positivity. So I realized everything has took a turn. That's why we reminisce and we love nostalgia, because at that point, the profitability was in good, and that's why you had those Saturday night specials. Here's the message: if anybody's having trouble, call such. because it was profit. Now it's not profitable. Now nobody wants to watch that. Now they call it corny. Now they call it cheesy. Now they like, this is realistic when bad things happen all the time and negative. So that's just a little side tangent. I came to this revelation recently. Now back to what I'm saying. Yeah, bro, you hit it on the nose. It's a lot to take in, and not to just do this, but leave off air and, you know, just making sure my wife's good. Early pregnancy stages, 2 months in. My daughter's about to begin school. So it's a lot. Like, it's all podcasters got stuff going on outside of podcasts, unless that's their profession. But even then, they still do. So for me, it's an app. I realized, I said, you know what? I think I'm going to fully step back for 2 to 3 weeks, depending whatever it is, to really not only give myself a mental break, but also refresh myself, bro. And that kind of leads me into, because I need this. Like I the way I felt, what's today? The way I felt Tuesday when I hit you up, the way I felt, I was heavy. I don't know if you said you spoke about this on, you was not in a good space one time on deck, and you still podcast through it, but you know, like, you have these moments where you just mentally are heavy, and it's like, man, and I'm still committed, and I gotta do this. And sometimes, some days you just heavy on the world and its problems, or the world and things going on, and then the things you are concerned about and what you're trying to do. It's heavy at moments. But I wanted to ask, man, talking about heaviness, talk about mental break. We live in an era that does not promote rest. How do you feel about that? And how do you engage? Let me just, and I'm about to shut up. But how do you feel? Do you feel that is true? And then also, do you feel it's necessary? And do you have a hard time with that?
Do I have a hard time with rest? Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Yes, because like you said, man, this society doesn't promote it. It's not cool to be like, shit, I ain't doing nothing. I'm chilling right now. Like, niggas don't tell you that. Niggas, I'm grinding, I'm working, I'm doing this, that, and the third. And to take it all the way back, I always mention my upbringing here because it had a lot to do with how I am as a person now. I had perfect attendance in school through, I want to say, the 9th grade. At least maybe the 10th. And I got that from my mom. My mom got up and went to work every day. I can't remember. I can, if I do remember, I can count on 3 fingers like how many times my mom called out sick, nigga. Like, I literally just do not remember it. And I may be fantasizing it now that I've gotten older, or romanticizing it because, you know, my mom is one of my heroes in my life. But I just don't remember her ever taking a break, like what you said. Just taking a day off, stopping the running around, stopping the, I got to be this place at this time. Like, my mom did that my whole childhood, nigga. So to answer your question, to translate from that, I'm like that as well. I don't lay in the bed past a certain time, even on the weekends. Someone asked me, are you doing something? Like, yeah, there's always something that I'm doing in effort not to appear lazy. Okay. Because in the household that I grew up in, like, you had to be doing something. Are you just playing video games, nigga? Like, is that's all? Like, you ain't got no homework to do. You ain't got nothing else to do. Like, I just grew up in that type of environment, that type of household. So for me, it's older, being an adult, it is hard to be like, man, you know what? Let me just take a break and say, I'm not doing nothing right now. And sometimes I overly appreciate it. Sometimes I want to do it too much and just be like, nah, I ain't doing nothing. I ain't answering. I'm just watching TV, nigga. Like, I'm just watching my favorite show. Leave me alone. I don't want to hear it. I don't want to talk about it. Don't text me. Don't call me. That's it. Sometimes I do want to just do those things, but I wasn't raised in a household where that was cool. So to answer your question, yes, absolutely. I think that it's promoted in how we live today that you should be hustle and bustle. If you ain't just got a job, you got a side hustle. You got 2, 3, 4, 5 things that you're doing. I got all of this going on. Like I got motion, all of these things that the kids use or that people use nowadays to show that I'm not lazy.
Mm-hmm.
And sometimes that gets in the way of, no, my nigga, you need to sit your ass down somewhere so you can be more effective. So you're not tired. So you don't fizz out at some point. So to answer your question, yeah, I have a hard time with sometimes just being like, nah, I'm resting. But what I have learned to do, I think that to get into what I have learned to do, I will preface it by saying this. I think that this is different for you and I. I have the luxury of being like just maybe more so an on-air talent.
Yeah, you the rapper.
I lean on my talents to be, I'm saying.
Yeah.
But I think I'm good at it. Tell me if I'm wrong.
No, you good though.
Well.
No, you a rapper.
Like,
you do a lot of features.
So yeah, even with on deck, like I leave the technical shit to Animal Brown. Here, I leave the technical shit to y'all. So I don't get that, oh, I'm tired of doing the technical stuff, because I don't do it to my credit or discredit. So that part of it is different for me as to where this is one of the things that is rest for me. With my day job and the things that I just do consistently trying to figure out throughout the day, this is a time where I don't have to be as strategic. I can be more open. This is almost like rest for me. This is like the barbershop. This is like sitting here, we talking, we chilling. I'm not really worried about how many people are listening or what we're trying to accomplish or what are the goals, as I am with everything else in my life. I've learned to, when I get to podcasting, this is your break. This is when you really get to be Spike Lee. This is when you really get to be in your bag, say what you're thinking, say it with confidence, not worry about all the other bullshit that's going through or maybe going on in your life. So I don't really understand it when you say tired of it. And I'm not saying that to say that you're wrong or anything or judgmental about it.
Yeah.
I just don't have the same experience, because this is one of those things for me that I use as a release more so than looking at it like work. Same thing with golf. That's why I picked up golf.
Yeah.
Like it's one of those things where you're just out there and you're doing it. And in order to be effective or good at it, I have to have my mind focused on doing that. So I can't be worried about all the other shit. That's what helps me enjoy it. That's what helps me get a break. So to answer your question, absolutely, I get bogged down. I get overwhelmed with all the stuff that I try to maintain or I'm trying to do or build. But one of the best things for me is that I do have my releases. I know the things that I can do that are going to put my mind at ease. And I'll be like, I ain't gotta be impressing nobody. I can just be cool. I can kick my feet up. I can be me. People are going to like it. They're going to enjoy it. I'm going to enjoy it, most importantly. And that's the thing that I could do to kind of unplug for 2 hours if it's doing this, for 4 hours if it's doing golf. So that was going to be my question to you, and wondering and trying to gauge where you were on, like, what does Mo do to unplug, to disengage? What do you really enjoy July, whatever date this is, 2023? What can you honestly say that, man, I enjoy doing this, and when I'm doing this, I'm not thinking about all the other shit that bogs me down, because that's what helps me with it.
Yeah.
Having those things that I genuinely enjoy, that I genuinely want to be good at, that I genuinely see myself being successful at, having those things in my back pocket to be like, you know what, I'm going to check out for a minute. I'm going to go play golf. I'm going to check out for a minute. I'm going to do 2 hours of podcast and the content, and that's going to recharge my battery. What is that for you?
Well, before I talk about like kind of where the release is or what or whatnot,
did I answer your question? Was that right?
Yeah, yes. Yeah. Your upbringing kind of showcase where that is. Okay, so you said this to you, this is the rest to you. This,
Yes. This
to
is my
me,
release.
this is the part-time job. The fun, the part-time job, like when we were young in high school, that you really enjoy seeing people when you get to the job. You know, I used to hang, you'd be like, man, we BSing like a mug. We ain't really, but I can't wait to see my homeboy. Like you know, that part-time gig where it's like, yo, this is cool.
Yeah.
I love this, but it's still work. So for me, it is that, because of, you know, like I said, metaphorically speaking, like you're the rapper, so you do the features, but for me, I'm the producer and the rapper. So it's like I gotta, you know what I mean? I was thinking more Kanye, you know what I mean? But who's count? You know what I'm saying? Nah, seriously.
Do your thing, black man.
I'm thinking more Kanye. Nah, but seriously, man. So it's, and then also, I think the difference between us two, like, I think that you are such a professional. You've been doing this for so long. You have an art of kind of what you're willing to reveal and what not to reveal. I think for me, I kind of have everything on the sleeve. So it's a little, I think that's a little different too. So it's like, you know, kind of putting everything there as far as, you know, not everything, but like try to give good certain personal seeds there, and that ways, like we just talked about. With
I commend you for that. You're the reason that this show is so personable and that it works, because you're way more you're way more in your bag than I am. But I just feel like, and it ain't because I'm trying to hide anything.
No, I know that.
Like my shit is that I don't feel like it's that interesting. Like you got a way more interesting life than I do.
I wouldn't say that. Not recently. But
no, I'm just saying, like, you got a new job, you got a baby on the way, you house shopping, like those are exciting events to, like, even if it's draining, like that's a part of the human experience.
But
I ain't going through none of that right now.
But that's your gauge on it. How would I have a gauge? You know what I mean? Like, how would
on me?
Yeah, like what if I say, yo, what you're doing is exciting, bro. What else you doing? What was that? Like, yo, so how'd it go at the job? Y'all had this meeting. What? You know what I mean? Like, you know what I'm saying? I can't, and not me personally, but let's just say the listener. Like, if I'm a listener, I want to get a gauge, because I think Spike Lee is very interesting, and I lean more towards Spike Lee perspective. I'm trying to understand. I like where he coming from. I feel like I resonate with him a little more than Mo. I'm trying to see what he got going on. So, you know, you never know. You might say it's not interesting, like we talked about with the young boy and the grown black man. Like, but somebody else might be like, yo, he's saying that.
Yeah.
You know, so you never know. But set aside,
somebody might say I needed that. You know,
yeah. So you never know. I would be, you know, I probably would be a lot more interested than you think I would, for sure. But set aside that, my release is this. This is my fun. I told my wife this. Like, the part-time job part of it is just kind of the, you know, the stuff that's not that fun. It's not that fun. It's not fun editing. It's not fun doing graphics. It's not fun uploading. Those things are not fun. Like, you know, it look glamorous and fly when you put this joint on YouTube, but it's not fun. And that's okay. It's not everything. Every part of it doesn't have to be fun. But like when we get on air, that is fun. You know, it is fun to do this. Good Earners really holds a special spot for me, because now I get the luxury you get with On Deck, where on deck, it's already it's laid out for you. All you got to do is show up and put your sauce on it. You know what I mean? So that's what Good Earners is for me. It's established. But when we come in here every week, we are creating from scratch. And that is a challenge sometimes, to create personable content week after week. With no like, oh, we always go here with it. No, this is a challenge. So
would you say the biggest challenge is you feeling like that you have to meet people's expectations now that you're getting feedback? Now that you get niggas like Troll that hit you up, or Rich, or one of our many fans out there that say, man, this is great. I love the lane that you in. Like, I got several homeboys that hit me up like, man, this is my favorite podcast now.
Yeah.
Is the challenge, challenge with you holding up that, or is the challenge continuously coming up with more material? What would you say?
The continuously coming up
with
more.
more material. So you feel like that the bar that you've set, you can meet that. It's just continuously rolling out the product.
Yes.
That's the problem. Thinking, well, what am I going to talk about this week? Well, what will people want to hear this week? That's it.
It's a combination. I think that I don't, you know how you said you don't have a gauge of like your public persona until like that airport situation where you're like, oh, niggas really like, they rocking. Like I didn't know people was, I'm in that same space. Like I don't know how much people rock with it. I mean, you got a few, like you get your Ricks, you get your Dro, you know what I mean? You get your Jeffs, you know, but that's 3, 4, maybe 5 out of the however many listeners. That's a very small percentage of reaction to what we're doing as far as being vocal. So I don't have a gauge necessarily to say, oh, I gotta meet the bar. And somebody recently, what's his name? I can't remember his name, but he know who he is that's listening. But he liked the episode that we did. I think he really likes the vulnerable stuff. But I don't look at it like I have to meet a bar every week. I'm more so, like I said, just like I have to get in a space where because I take it so serious. Like, what is a conversation that Black men need to have? That's why for me, bro, and I'll be transparent, and we'll get to whatever we get or we won't, but we're having a real time conversation. I look at this platform as it may blow or it may not blow. And the reason I came to this realization is because I changed my perspective on what the responsibility of this is. We came into this to build chemistry. And in the meantime, while building chemistry, let's have conversations that Black men are not having that maybe somebody can hear and it may benefit them. So I realized that while we're doing something dope, the audience we literally narrowed it down to Black men. I understand that possibility. So I'm not tripping as much about if it's going to go or it's not. I more so now want to make sure I'm having the important conversations, because those few that we do have, I want to make sure that they're taking stuff away and like, man, I need to creating application in their life. That's kind of more so what I'm looking at now. So that is the challenge more than anything than a bar or anything like that for me.
Creating application. What do you mean when you say that?
Well, you hear something and you take it away and you want to apply it. You want to find a way to apply it in your life. You're like, man, Spike said
so you're
something.
saying on a week-to-week basis, based off the feedback that you've heard, you want to continuously provide that type of impact to people. Like you feel like that it's a thing. Like, it's a good word. It's a responsibility where like, okay, we've set this precedent. Now every week I need to be able to provide that impact based off the topic that we present. I need to be able to make sure Spike get in his bag or I get in my bag. I'm able to ask the right questions, have the right answers, those things. And is that you're saying that's a lot of weight?
Yeah. Yep.
Okay. That makes sense.
And even pondered over the possibility because of the weight. And these just, I'm letting y'all into the mind of Mo, even contemplating the possibility because of how heavy it is, kind of saying, well, maybe we should just have these conversations and have bullet points to where they can go. Cause me and you've had dope conversations off air, you know, that probably could have been recorded or whatever. Like, and I'm like, maybe those could be the things just because of the weight of it. I don't know what the future holds, but it's just, I just wanted to paint, and I'm glad you're picking up on it. I just wanted to paint the picture on when you talk about producing. I want to paint the picture for those that are listening because of what the next few weeks are going to look like. Understand the challenge of it. Like Spike make this look good. Mo make this look good. Rich over in Culture Garden and what they do, they make it look good. But there is a lot that goes on when you're not on air. And so it's real work. It's not like Spike said in the earlier episodes. It's not two niggas picking up a mic. It's real work that goes into making a product this way. So it does.
And I think,
Require mental breaks of time. What was you gonna say?
Facts. You spoke to it. It's real work. It's not just two niggas picking up a microphone. Merch idea. Because what separates us, if I am to toot my own horn, we can't lean on, oh, what are they talking about on Twitter this week?
Come on.
Like it can't be, would you take a chick out on a $200 date?
Bruh.
Or should y'all split the bills?
Bruh.
Like it can't be that conversation. One, because you and I are above that. And two, because the people who listen to us expect more out of us than that.
Mm-hmm.
Like the niggas that listen to us aren't niggas that strolling up and down on Twitter all day and wishing to have or listening to two niggas that they fuck would have a comment on some shit that they seen on Twitter all day.
Yeah.
That's the beauty of this show. And it speaks to what you're saying about the heaviness of getting prepared for it. Mm-hmm. It ain't just about some fly by night, flash in the pan shit that you see on social media. It's actual engagement with somebody who you have a vested interest in. Mm-hmm. Like you and I didn't know each other when we started this, but now I can't speak for you, but I have a vested interest in your success.
Same.
Like I want you to be successful in this. Mm-hmm. And I would assume you, like you said, same for me.
Absolutely.
So it's not just two niggas, oh, what do we do to make the podcast better? It's two niggas that are thinking, okay, like, all right, if me and Mo have this conversation, what is Jeff gonna think? Mm-hmm. What is Dro gonna think? Mm-hmm. What is Rich gonna think? And I'm just naming people that we know that listen to this. People who I know who their characters, what it is, what they expect. What they expect from a platform like this that we've created. So I do get what you're saying when you talk about the pressures of it. It ain't just because it's not like we're doing what everybody else is doing. And again, this ain't to just toot our own horn. It's just to say that,
put it in perspective,
there's a lot more mental capacity that's required to do this, because we're not doing this off the back of, we think this is going to be a popular conversation. Yeah. It's almost like underground rap.
Really?
Like the niggas, like the rapidy rap niggas that I don't listen to, the Talib Kweli's and most stuff, like the niggas that rap because, hey, I'm cold at this.
Yeah. I
really do this shit. I ain't trying to make a hot single. I ain't trying to make a hot album. I really have some shit to say about the stuff that we're talking about. Mm-hmm. So I do respect, like what you're saying is, the producer being like, I want to create that dope ass track for us to speak over this week. Mm-hmm. Not only for Spike Lee to flourish, but for me to flourish, but for the niggas that listen to us, that go to this and be like, nah, this is what I was expecting on what Friday. Is that when this come out?
Yeah, Friday. Absolutely.
Yeah, Friday. You didn't say Friday's like it's in a minute.
So I ain't had Fridays as good since Fridays.
I almost forgot when it came out. But no, I say that to say that's what goes into this. And I think the people who get it, and that's the reason that they respond the way to it that they do. That's the reason a nigga like Rich don't be like, he's not apprehensive to be like, oh, I fuck with this. Mm-hmm. Or for Jeff to reach out to me and be like, no, you talked to me about this, Lou. You said that you wanted to do this, and this is it playing out. Mm-hmm. I'm glad you met Mo. Mm-hmm. Or for Dro to send me a text message and be like, bro, like, I love you, my nigga.
Tight.
Like not on no other shit,
That's
but
tight.
Just you taking time out to do like not a TV review, not talk about hip hop, not talk about some facetious ass relationship shit that you see on social media, but actually taking the time out to have a conversation with another black man and be like, hey man, these are some of the things that we experience in our life. And us having a conversation about this, I hope it triggers with you and we can continue to have further conversation. There's a weight that comes with that.
Yeah.
There are things that go with that. So I totally get what you're saying. And I hope the people who listen to this and that love this, they understand that too. It's not the same thing that you're listening to when you listen to other shit who would just, this isn't just content.
Yes.
Like even if this is successful, as you put it, or not successful, I can deem it successful already, being I didn't know you when we started this. You didn't know me. We didn't know it would be 53 episodes, but here we are talking about a 3-week break because it's overwhelming. I'm doing too much right now.
Yeah.
And I'm not going to try to push through it. I'm going to let you know because of all the conversations that we've had. And I'm speaking for you, not me.
Yeah.
And Correct me anywhere I'm wrong. I'm letting you know out of all the conversations that we had and the person that I've grown to know you to be, that this is the place where that is accepted.
Mm-hmm.
I ain't got to tell a lie and say I got to do this. I ain't got to do that. All I can say is like, look, bro, I need a break. And on top of that, we can come and talk about it this week, make sense of it, make people understand it. So the next 3 weeks, they not like, well, where's Mo? I hope you're like, nah, you get what's going on. So,
yeah, big facts. And I wanted to speak to, you hit it on the nose. Black men, we don't tell each other we not good. I just had and not just black men. Let me preface this.
That's a man thing in general.
That's a man thing in general. So if we have, outside of Dan, if we have any white,
what do you mean outside of Dan?
Outside of Dan, Dan's our guy. So if we have any white male listeners, any of them, just hit us up on Instagram. Good Earner. No, I'm sorry, not Good Earner. Another Week in the Books, no spaces. DM us there. If y'all ain't on social media, email us awitb2022@gmail.com. I just say what's up. I am very interested because I want to make sure I understand our demographic. So if you are a woman listener, you absolutely hit us up.
Any of those exist?
It might be one. It might be one or two.
It might be one.
I love hearing from black men. Like somebody might be like, I like hearing from men, and even more specifically these black men or just men in general. Now, to say that, I say what we don't do as men, no color boundary. We don't say when we're not good. And you're right when you say you felt accepted. Yeah,
we born like that. What did they tell you from the very beginning? And I'll use this.
You talking about that boys don't cry, or you talking about that thing that boys don't cry?
Brush yourself off. Yep. Dust the dirt off and get back to it. I remember, nigga, I was 7 years old hearing that at football practice. It's all right. Just rub a little dirt on it. Get back to it.
Yeah.
No, nigga, that shit hurt.
You're right. I mean, and it's like that stuff still works because you do need that so you don't be overly sensitive as what we're seeing in these days of times. But there's still a balance, like having that dust yourself off and then also like, hold on, wait. Let me give you a second. I'll give you about 5 minutes over here. Just, have a moment. So I think that like this moment's having, 3 weeks off. I think that it's not I'm just, chilling, having a vacay. It's like I'm telling my partner here, like, yo, I'm not good right now. And I'm not bad in a negative space or like, bro, if I don't stop, I don't know. But I'm at a space where it's like, okay, I am mentally overloaded where even my wife is asking me, and she's pregnant, are you good? Often. You know what I mean? And so.
No. Being able to say that. Like, yeah, being able to say that like that, bro, it takes a lot to tell a nigga like, bro, I need a minute.
Yeah.
Like, think about how many times you've ever said that in your life, bro. Like, for someone to be like, are you good? And your natural reaction, I'm good. I'm all right, bro. I'm all right.
Bro.
But there's a lot of times in my life when a nigga asked me, was you good? When I should have been like, nah, give me a minute, bro. Let me figure some shit out. But thinking back to like what you're saying and thinking of the responsibilities and the things that people expect out of you, what you're supposed to be as a man, a lot of times you don't understand it. Sometimes you need to be like, nah, bro, just give me a second. And that don't make you any less of a person or a man.
Yep.
Like, I ain't quitting. I'm not backing out of anything. I just need a minute. And that's natural.
Yeah.
But we're taught that it's not. We taught that it's like, nah, bro, like, keep grind.
Don't stop.
No sleep. Yeah,
Can't stop, won't
sleep. 24/7. Yeah, do it all.
25/8. Like,
I need 1 minute. Let me sit down for a minute. Let me gather myself. And that's one of the reasons that a lot of this, I won't say a lot. That's one of the reasons that sometimes, or one of the biggest detriments to black men is bad decision making. And you get into bad decision makings when you are fatigued, when you don't take a moment for yourself, when you feel like you can't sit down and be like, no, give me 10 minutes so I won't ruin 10 years. Let me take 1 minute to think about this. Even going all the way back to the beginning of the show when you talk about the black man and the kid that tried to break into his house. Let me give this man 10 minutes so I won't ruin the next 10 to 20 years of my life. Give me a minute. That ought to be the theme of this show. Just give me 1 minute. It should be safe for us to be like that. We should be accepting of that, and we should be proud of it when we're able to ask for that. I'm working hard enough. I'm doing enough stuff, taking care of my family, making sure I'm there for my friends, being a provider, being that person to where when I ask for a minute, people should respect it and not look at me any differently, not look down on me because I ain't trying to grind 24/7, not look down on me because I ain't team no sleep, not look down on me for any of that when I be like, nah, bro, I'm a little overwhelmed right now. Give me just 2-3 minutes a day, a week, 2 weeks. Let me figure some shit out because I want to put the best version of me on the table. We ain't comfortable enough in ourselves to do that enough. To take breaks, to take rest. I ain't talking about a vacation or nothing like that. I'm just talking about a minute.
Yeah.
Even in a day when you like, bro, it's a lot going on.
Check
just
out
give
for
me
a
a
moment,
second,
bro.
Yeah, just give me 1 second, bro. That's hard for men to do because we feel like you got to continuously press, continuously be like, go, 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 go. I got to make that money. I got to do this. I got to do that. I got to set an impression. People got to like me. People got to this, that, the third. This person don't like me. Let me change his mind. Nah. Just give me a fucking minute to come up with a game plan to figure some shit out. You should be comfortable in asking you that. And that's the reason when you sent me the text that I responded the way I did. Is there any way that anything that I could do for you, brother? I got you. I'm going to keep it going because I don't need a break. But anything that I could do, let me know. Take your minute. Like that you should have people in your life that are able to tell you that. That are able to be like, nah, I got this, my nigga. Like people that you can lean on. We don't like leaning on people as black men because we think it make us feel like weak. Exactly. Man. There should be people that you can lean on and be like, hey, bro, I can't do this right now. Can you help me? It's hard for us to ask those questions and do those things.
We don't like to look weak. We don't like to.
You don't like to look weak.
We look weak if we ask. We asking you, can you drive the bus, bro? Can you take the load right now? Can you push us forward right now? We don't like to. What that
leads to is bad decision making.
Bad decision.
I'm gonna drive the car anyway when I'm drunk.
Yep.
I'm gonna do this anyway when I ain't supposed to do it.
Yep.
I'm making bad decisions because I don't want to look weak amongst the people
who
I feel like I need to be strong in front of, who I feel like I can't let down and be vulnerable enough to be like, nah, I ain't got this, bro. I do not have this. I need all the fucking help that I could get. Like, how often have you said that in your life? Like, bro, I need help. I can't remember one fucking time that I've said that.
Those words,
and I ain't proud of it. I'm not proud of it at all. I'm just saying it in the midst it's coming out in the conversation like what we talked about earlier.
Yeah.
I can't remember 1 or 2 times where I've been like, hey, bro, man, can you help me?
Because we don't want to look weak. That's crazy, bro. I'm processing this in real time.
Yeah, absolutely. We both are. This is a conversation that we're both having about doing this in real time that people who listen to this will appreciate. And they'll be like, damn. So the next 3 weeks when Rich is on here or whoever's on here and we doing it, it won't be like, man, it won't be no conspiracy theories.
Because they definitely gonna yo, what happened between them two? Like, y'all not real listeners if y'all didn't listen to this episode.
Nigga, I just needed a break. And I'm not trying to toot my own horn to sound like I needed a break, and I had someone beside me who was like, "No, you can do that.
Exactly,
that's cool.
Exactly,
absolutely, bro. Take as much time."
Let me ask you, when the last time have you said that to somebody else?
I can't remember ever saying that, bro.
Because while I'm doing this, you being
that's one of
my elder, that concerns me because of your upbringing. Because of how hard you really going. So it concerns me with you. I promise you, I think about this because you go hard and you work hard in this podcast space, and that concerns me. I'm not saying just drop whatever, but it concerns me with you as well. And I know because we want the dream so bad. You know, you hear that cliche, why you sleeping? Another nigga is working hard. You had opportunity while you was doing this. We hear that all the time. But that concerns me with you. But you know your bandwidth, and you know, I did this
That's
before.
one of my fears. That's one of my fears, though. That's one of my fears.
Is what?
A nigga people looking at me, hearing what I want from this, and them being able to say, you're not working hard enough to get it. One of my biggest fears, I don't know. I can't answer that. That's a good question. But one of my biggest fears is a nigga being like, well, if you want to be like Charlemagne or Joe Budden or Bill Simmons or Joe Rogan or Bomani Jones, then what are you doing to get there? Mm-hmm. Like, I see all the stuff that you're doing, but what else? Mm-hmm. What else are you doing? How much more are you adding to it? That's one of my biggest fears is someone, I won't say biggest fears, I won't put it that way, but that's one of the critiques that I'm sensitive to.
Okay.
I'm very sensitive to the critique of, oh, you're not doing enough to get to where you want to be in this.
But that's a great, I can totally see that. But do you think that everybody's journey to success is different?
Facts.
And understanding that you've been in the game already for 10 plus.
Yep.
You're gonna, I feel like it's one of those things. If I've been doing this for 10 years and if I need a mental break, trust me when I tell you, out of the 10 years I've done, if I need 3 weeks and I'm Spike Lee, you know what I mean? Like, just, you know, so I'm filling the blank kind of. Like, it's like, if I need 2 weeks, if I need whatever, I've been doing this for 10 years. It will be there when I get back, and I'm not going to miss out.
That's what I'm scared of. It may not be there when I get back. Maybe people forget over those 3 weeks. I've always had.
But what does that say about your ability, though? You're a confident dude about your abilities on the mic. What does that say about how you feel about your ability? I know we talk about black men and confidence, but what does that say about your ability? People, you're that forgettable that out of 10 years of product,
that's a good way.
2 weeks.
That's a good way to push
you
it.
You forgot me.
Damn.
As
a friend, that's a good way to push it. But no, not even that. Not are you going to forget about it? But I know how people in this space are because me being, like we've talked about before, a hoarder of information. Like I know, oh, you take 2 weeks off, people are going to forget.
Yeah.
Like I could have been rocking with you for 8 years, nigga. Your podcast ain't uploaded in this feed for the last 2 weeks. I'm moving on to the next thing to replace you.
Yeah,
that's in the back of my mind as well. So I know the requirements and consistency that it takes to be successful in this. That's why that's one of my sensitive spots. When a motherfucker tell me, I see Charlemagne doing this, or I see Bill Simmons doing this, or Joe Rogan doing it. I don't really see you doing this. Ah, shit. Now I got to figure out how to do it the way that they do it so a motherfucker understand that I'm in the same space that they in.
But do you want that type of fan?
Things that I deal with. What do you mean?
You want that type of supporter that says, oh, because 2 weeks out.
Absolutely. That's what people like that drive me. I ain't saying that I need those people personally in my life, but I like people. I won't say
like fickle. You like fickle supporters.
Not fickle, but I like when people challenge me. Like not out of and not challenge me out of a place that it's not in good faith. And what I mean by that, when I say not in good faith, not you're just challenging me to be obstructive, or you're just challenging me because I want to push against the grain, but I'm challenging you to be very obstructive, to be like, no. I see it. I know what they're doing, and I'm holding you to the same standard of this is what you say you want to do. Does that make sense?
It makes sense, but again, it concerns me, brother, because that you're on that thin thread of I have 10 years of product. I have 10 years of proof of concept. And now you've elevated now. Now you're doing features. And because of
these production.
Yeah. So now because of these 2 weeks, you're not around. that concerns me on your mental break.
They're gonna forget me.
They're not gonna, yeah, okay.
I feel that way.
I'm not gonna challenge you.
Terrified. I'm not saying that so you will. I'm just being as transparent as you are.
Yeah.
I would be terrified, bro, to take 3 weeks off. I commend you for being in the space in this, to being like, I can do that. That would scare the life out of, like, we've been on a break with dead end on the sports shit that we've been doing because football is not in season.
Yeah.
And it's really
so
not a lot
it's
of
valid. It's
about.
valid. Yeah.
Yeah. So like we've been on break the last 2 or 3 weeks, and that shit has been bothering me.
Mm-hmm.
Like now I'm sitting like, am I doing enough? Like what else should I be doing? Like I ought to be put a YouTube page out now since we ain't doing this. I ought to put some IG shit out now since we ain't doing this. Just not being in motion in this space when I'm telling myself that this is the space that I want to be successful in, that scares me. So when niggas talking about, and again, I'm not, please do not take this the wrong way.
I don't, bro. We passed them personal.
I'm not judging you or anything, but when a nigga be like, I need 3 weeks off, boy, that scares the shit out of me.
Oh, I hear you.
I can't do it.
Mm-hmm.
I look at myself in that sense of like, bro, I don't even know if I would start back if I took 3 weeks off.
See, okay, so that's that's like the asterisk to the concern.
That's it too.
Okay.
Like now I'm 3 weeks into something else, and just how my mind works, like, well, shit, now I ain't got time.
Now I gotta go back. Now it's a chore. Now I gotta.
Facts.
I hear you.
Facts.
And for me, bro, trust me, the workhorse that I am, it is quite the challenge. Like, cause even in my head, I'm like, okay, maybe I just make it 2 weeks. Okay, maybe I just make it 1 week. Or maybe, okay, I'll still do some producing. Or maybe, understand,
I fully expect to get those text messages. I've already processed.
Yeah, that's what I say. Understand.
You
It's
want
like,
me to produce it or like, yeah, like, I'm good this week, bro. I'm come
that's
back.
what
I
I'm
heard
saying,
the episode last
week. Like, understand, like, the natural habit of us men. I'm like, and then of course the success, like, bro, you can't just be cutting, like, bro, y'all just building. You gotta. But the realization is, bro, again, I'm at peace with. They gonna rock with it or they not. They gonna follow you or they not. They gonna listen or they not. If you know you are doing all that is in your wheelhouse, Spike Lee, Maurice, it's gonna work or it's not. And I can't govern myself on my own health, mental breaks, to say if I don't record or do this, if y'all go away and we're giving you the announcement and saying, yo, this is that. Now, if y'all go away and come back during the date, okay, cool. Then we knew he's like, okay, I'm gonna wait. Or if y'all continue to say, hey, we rock with y'all throughout whatever the transition. But if we give you the date and you say, oh, I'm out, well, then that's on you. I don't want that type of supporter. I want a supporter in this space that understands life happens. I'm not getting I'm not looking for in this space, I'm not looking for your mainstream, you got a hit, so I'm rocking with you. If you ain't got a hit, I'm out. I don't care. If you don't want to do that, that's cool, bro. I can't.
That's why I'm fucked up at.
That's okay,
that's my
though.
Business mind sense. A nigga walking out the door, I'm like, whoa, why he leaving?
Right. Well, you're a salesman. That's a part of your, that's
why
your
is
stick.
he leaving, bro? Hold on. Is something not working for you?
Yeah, that's your stick. But and understand this, and I'm not gonna prolong this because this is probably a good point of rapping, but like understand it took me a while to have this level of confidence to say, hey, yo, I need to do this. I'm gonna, and I think that the show will be fine. I think, trust me when I tell you, like, I wouldn't have never done this if I didn't feel the necessity of it, and that I didn't feel that the people that come towards our show would understand. Yes, if we in the industry, they're gonna be like, yo, you can't do that. No, you can't take time off. But guess what? Rappers take time off between albums. Actors take time off between movies and television. 3 weeks, bro. That's not even a month. That's not even 30 days. You know what I mean? So I say this to you, and you'll process, take where you want or you won't. You know what I mean? You're going to be Spike Lee. But understand, if you get to that space, I mean, I think now you probably are freed up a little more. So I think you'll be good as far as continue to being consistent as you've been. But if you feel the need and you get to that space, or because see, I'm doing it before I get there. I can see where it's going. And I said, I'm going to stop it before I get there. Before I start, like you said, that change behavior. I'm going to step back. Now, if you feel that space at some point, the show is going to keep pushing, bro. You are dope enough to say, nigga, I'm Mike. I can go play baseball and I can come back and get 3. That's the confidence I want you to be at. I can go play baseball, play for minor leagues, and I'll still go come back and get 3. So don't.
No, you're absolutely right in that. My ultimate goal, what I strive to have in this shit, one of them is that these brands be standalone brands, like Sports Center. Like, I don't need to be on deck in order for it to be on deck. The ultimate goal, I look for that to be able to be 2 niggas that like hip hop, seeing the Animal Brown and Spike Lee created, and we're just continuing it on in that culture. It's the same thing with this. Another week in the books. I don't look for it to be where every week Mo or Lou has to be there. Like the brand, like a label in itself. Yes, the brand in it. What I'm striving for, and when I feel like I can take a break, is when the brand in itself, when you can do it, or it ain't even me or you here. It's just another week in the books, and people are tuning in because I know what that brand means, because Mo and Lou built it to that. So whoever they got doing it, whatever they got them talking about, it's going to be sufficient enough to hold up because they built that brand in that. Same thing, like I said, with another week in the books, with On Deck, like
all that.
I'm pushing for those to be self-sustaining brands where I ain't got to be there every week.
Yeah.
Somebody who I respect a lot in business told me, like, that's the key to business.
Absolutely.
The key to business is it being able to run when you're not there. I can be taking a vacation in Tahiti, nigga, and I know at 8 o'clock this is going to happen. At 12 o'clock, this is going to happen. And at 5 o'clock, this is going to happen. And at the end of the day, this is the product that's going to come out, because I've set the groundwork for it to be that. So yeah, you're absolutely right. I don't look. My ultimate goal is not to be here every week doing it. My ultimate goal is to building a brand to where people know what it is, just like Sports Center, just like the evening news. When I tune into this, I know what I'm getting. I know what I got when it first started. I know what they built it to. I know who they handed it off to, and what I know the people that they respect it to now. So yeah, you're right.
I'm gonna get my little PSA here, and then you can kind of tell the listeners what's coming up in the next few weeks, Spike.
Okay.
So ultimately, what's going on as far as me, it's just in case y'all still not clear, because sometimes people listen like, okay, I'm not, what did you say? I'm not going to be on the podcast for a few weeks, just so we're clear. I'm not going to be on the podcast for a few weeks. I'm taking a mental break. I'm not going to put the extra bravado. I'm not soft. I'm not weak. I'm not putting the extra bravado on it. But because dudes immediately, they always like, oh, but nigga, I don't get it twisted. Like, I ain't doing all that. But I'm taking a mental break because it's
because you need it.
I need it, and I'm reaching a certain.
Ain't nothing wrong with saying I need a break.
I need it, and I'm reaching a certain mental threshold, and it's not just this show, but it's the outside factors too. So it's that I may be back after 2 weeks. I may be back after 3. It will not be no more than 3. That's the fact. So I want y'all to know the show is not ending. The show is not breaking up. Me and Spike Lou, there is no beef. I know that would be a great storyline to create something in the industry, but there's some Joe Budden and Rory, but we're not in that. Like, there's no beef, there's no issue. This show has been great, and when I come back, we're gonna continue to keep cooking. But I want y'all to do me a favor. I want y'all to continue to come in, listen every week. It may be Spike and the guest, or we might have some more torn pages. Y'all never know. We keep something in the vault. So wherever Spike wants to take it, we got more torn pages, deleted scenes, if you want to call it that. So it's always some stuff with that. And it's also we got some brilliant black men that Spike Lou would love to pick the brain of. So Spike, you want to tell them what you have in mind for the next few weeks of Another Week in Books until I shall return.
One thing I will tell them, because I'm not going to be able to try to bother you on your sabbatical and ask you to edit and shit like that. So don't be expecting the music. Don't be expecting the highly edited version of Another Week in the Books over this next 3 weeks, because I'm not going to ask Mo to edit. I'm just going to be straight Jay-Z, Lil Wayne mode. Like we're gonna record it and we're gonna put that shit on the track. Like it ain't gonna be a lot of production that's to this. But with that being said, over the next 3 weeks, man, I want to add some depth to what we're doing here. So a lot of the names that we mentioned, if it's Rich, if it's Dro, if it's Big Jeff, I want to be able to add those type of conversations to the catalog when you're not here. So people get the personalities of the people that we're speaking of. It would be really dope if I could get Dro on here, if he and I could figure out a schedule where I can take 40 minutes of his time to talk. And just I have some plans on some people that I want to sit in over these next 3 weeks. So what I would say is just the expectations. Don't expect it to be heavily produced with the music and the specialties that Mo adds. That's his own spice. But do expect it to be just as good as far as the conversation, as far as what we're talking about, as far as the elevation of the conversation amongst Black men, as far as who I'm going to have on and what we're going to be talking about. You still get the show, just won't have that same production value.
Yeah, he's absolutely right. And I'm gonna be tuning in. I'll be texting you in real time. Like I really I've enjoyed the times where I haven't been able to be here and you record it. I really enjoy what you could do because you are a professional, you're a gentleman and a scholar, and you're dope in this space, bro. So I'm excited.
Anytime you want to tell me that, I'm willing to open. I'm open to listen to.
Hey, you know what I mean? Like, so I'm excited to. While I'm on a break side, I'm still tapped in, but like I'm excited to see where y'all take it. I loved the conversation you and Dan had. It was a very interesting conversation. So, as well as you and Jeff. So I'm very interested in where you take it. Of course, we'll be in contact. That's nothing different. I guess before we get out of here, what you got going on at this very moment, Spike Lou?
At this very moment, man, another week in the books. Of course, you guys are listening now. Check it out every Friday. Good Earners, the season 2 finale. Those finale episodes are always good. Check me, Rich, and Mo out on those. Dead End Sports, I'll be back. Training camps have just opened up, so we're testing out some new things. I'm actually coming up with some new segments that we will be able to try as a community there. So I'm excited about that and producing some of the stuff for Dead End Sports. And of course, the On Deck TV podcast every Wednesday, man, the staple in what I do. Shout out my guy AB. Same old with me. What about you?
Yeah, like you said, Good Earners every Monday, Mafia Mondays. I likes to call it Melfi Mondays, but nonetheless,
ain't gonna
oh
hold you.
my
That's
God,
really
bro, we just had this great.
Oh,
here we go. We just had a great conversation. Now, Pervy, that's crazy. See, you get me your own people, man. But
they do.
Shouts out to Rick. She been checking out my podcast. But y'all that don't know, again, check out Roll, the audio drama series. Y'all not familiar with it. It is basically television for your ears. It's me. It's television with a blend of an audiobook. So it's the blend of the two. You can get all the sound effects and all that, but I'm doing the narration. I acted, I wrote it, produced it, curated, scored it. I guess that's probably the better word. Scored it, did the graphics, all that. This is my most proud product I've ever done in my life. I'm working on season 4.
Still waiting on my invite, man. Still waiting on my invite to be a
This guy don't even know what the show is about.
I don't. I just know that my talent was sufficient.
I definitely think you could be a great talent.
To do, man. I'm just still waiting on my invite, man.
I think you are a great talent. I tell you what. I do an audio book. You can do my I got you. You know what I'm talking about? That little intro part.
The forward.
Yeah, the forward. Yeah, you got it, bro.
Man.
You got it. But y'all go check out that Roll, the audio drama series, and that is all I have.
Okay, we out.